Hey there, Chiefs Kingdom. Welcome back to Total Chiefs, the place where we dive into all things Kansas City Chiefs and get you up to speed on everything that's going down with our team. I'm excited for today's video because we've got some juicy trade rumors to talk about that could seriously shake things up for the Chiefs. Now, before we get into all that, I've got a challenge for you. We're coming close to the end of the month, and we've got 219 comments on a video this month, which, hey, it's great, but I know we can do better. I want to see if we can hit 500 comments on today's video. So here's the deal. If you're a real Chiefs fan, I want you to spam C for the Chiefs in the comments. That's right, just like you would on game day at Arrowhead. Let's see if we can get this rally cry going strong, even in the off-season. If we hit 500 C's, I'll give a shout-out to whoever spams the most in a future video. So go ahead, get typing. All right, with that out of the way, let's talk about something huge that's buzzing around the NFL right now. Could Chris Olave be on his way to Kansas City? This is one of those trade rumors that has Chiefs fans talking. You've probably seen it, and you might be wondering, is this really going to happen? Well, stick around because we're diving into this potential move, and I'll give you my thoughts on why it could be a game changer for our offense. So, Chiefs Kingdom, what do you think? Would you like to see Chris Olave in a Chiefs uniform? Drop a comment below and spam. See, all right, Chiefs Kingdom. Now let's dive into the exciting part. The trade rumors about Chris Olave potentially joining the Kansas City Chiefs. This could be a huge move for our offense, so let's break it down and see why this might make a ton of sense for the Chiefs. The buzz started when Last Word on Sports named Kansas City as a top trade destination for Chris Olave, the wide receiver from the New Orleans Saints. Now, we've heard a lot of trade rumors in the offseason, but this one caught my attention. Olave is a guy who could really elevate our offense, especially with the Chiefs' current situation at wide receiver. As we know, the Chiefs' receiving corps isn't exactly in the best shape right now. While we've got some solid pieces like Marquez Valdes-Scantling and Sky Moore, the depth is a concern. We've also got Rashid Rice and Xavier Worthy, but there are some potential suspensions on the horizon, not to mention other question marks hanging over the group. So, bringing in someone like Olave could be exactly what this offense needs to take it to the next level. Now, let's talk about Olave's performance on the field. He's proven himself in just a few seasons in the NFL, and it's clear that he has the potential to be one of the league's top receivers. His rookie season was stellar. Over 1,000 yards receiving, 4 touchdowns, and 72 catches. In his second season, he improved even more. But even though last season didn't go as planned, with injuries limiting his games played, Olave still showed flashes of brilliance when he was healthy. If you ask me, he's got all the tools to be a star in this league. The Chiefs' offense, while still potent with Patrick Mahomes at the helm, wasn't as dominant as we're used to seeing last year. Adding a talent like Olave could help re-establish that deep passing game that has made us so dangerous in the past. But enough about me. What do you think? Would Chris Olave be a good addition to the Chiefs? Drop a T for trade if you're all in on this move, or P for pass if you think we should look elsewhere. I'm curious to hear what you guys think about this potential acquisition. Now, let's get into the financial side of things, because, let's face it, when it comes to trades, the cost is always a big factor. So what would it take to bring Chris Olave to Kansas City? According to reports, the trade package for Olave would likely involve a second or third round pick. This sounds pretty reasonable when you consider the kind of talent Olave brings to the table. He was a first-round pick in 2022, and he's shown enough in his first 2 seasons to justify that kind of return. So, if the Chiefs can land him for a second-round pick, heck, maybe even a third-rounder, that seems like a steal, right? The best part about this is that Olave is still on his rookie contract, which means the Chiefs could potentially take advantage of his cost-effectiveness for a few more years. For a guy with his potential, that's a huge bonus. In today's NFL, Where star receivers are often making top-dollar contracts, having someone like Olave on a relatively cheap deal could allow the Chiefs to allocate resources to other positions, say the offensive line, or even upgrading the defense. But here's the big question. Should the Chiefs pull the trigger on a move like this? The cost isn't too crazy, but there's still a long-term commitment involved. You would eventually need to extend Olave's contract, especially if he turns out to be the star we think he could be. And while paying a wide receiver big bucks isn't exactly a new concept for Kansas City, I mean, we've got Mahomes under contract for the long haul, it does still raise some questions about balancing the salary cap. So, here's where I want to hear from you. What do you think about the trade cost for Chris Olave? Would you be willing to give up a second or third-round pick to get him? Is it worth it for a guy with his talent? Let me know what you think by typing T for trade if you think the price is right, or P for pass if you'd rather keep those picks for other needs. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on this.